It's great to be here. Um, I'm told I'm to do a short speech that I just started writing down a few minutes ago. Um, I think that the event today will deliver the course and the objective. By the time you listen to our speakers, our panelists, and all of that, you would see that the objective with which this was set up is being met. So my speech is just to spark us up as we start the day. Let me first appreciate all our speakers, our panelists, our mentors. Good to have you here. Thank you. Do you want to put your hands together for them? Thank you very much. We are so grateful to have you guys here. And let me also say thank you to the upgrade team. You know, let me tell you the truth. I don't know anything about this event. I did not hold any meeting with them. So they set it up and all through for the past 4 weeks, and it's been amazing. Let's appreciate the upgrade team for this great job they are doing. I appreciate you guys strongly. So as we get into today, we're looking at greening for growth, how to navigate the fast-paced economy, opportunities and challenges in Nigeria and beyond, you know. And that looks like a lot of English. I mean, it looks like when we're doing a public lecture or something. But I think that the psychology of the topic is to see how you can be productive in this space called Nigeria, how to be better, how to navigate the VUCA nature that we see around in the times that we are in, how to stay upbeat, practical things that you can put your hands on, particularly because the people, the speakers, and all the panelists and the mentors would be sharing from the wealth of their ideas, will be sharing from their experiences. And somebody would just pick up something from their story and say, oh, this is what I needed to learn. Oh, she went through this. Oh, this happened to her. Oh, this makes sense. And I think that your learning will be a lot in the midst of just listening, observing, and you just get something that sparks you up. Just put that somewhere on your phone or on your writing material somewhere. Then, because in the midst of the whole event, not everything is for you. You will just pick yours in the midst of that. Say, okay, this is what I need to look into. This is what I need to get into. And that makes a lot of sense. Let me talk to us about three things that I think we should look into as we start this year's upgrade. The grand finale started like 3 weeks now of this upgrade conference. How do we connect the dots together, and where do we start from? How do you keep yourself abreast with the fast-paced, changing economy that we have? So there's no doubt that in Nigeria, there had been a lot of movement, a lot of transition. Things are not the way that they used to be. Things have changed. Oh, really? Thank you. Are you sure the upgrade team wants you to use this? Okay. All right. Cameraman, am I okay here? Okay. So, how do we connect the data together? And how do we help ourselves? How do we get more values that helps us to be innovative? How do we get more efficient? How do we create disruptions in the midst of all of this? And that's why I said that I will share three things that I think would help us in building an expert system around this topic. So number one is what I would call the power of vision. When things are changing at a fast pace and things are moving, I think the first thing is to have a reflection as a person. And you begin to ask yourself critical questions. Where am I? What am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? What was it that I set out to achieve when I started this? Those are critical questions you begin to ask yourself. So if you had been burnt, you know that, okay, this is where I am. I need to start afresh again. I need to get myself activated and begin to probably reactivate or reiterate my desires again. So if my hands have not been burnt and I think that, okay, I'm trying to catch up my breath in the midst of this, then you begin to ask yourself, how do I propel myself forward to be able to achieve more in these times that we are in? So in the midst of all of that, lots of information flying. You cannot imagine the number of bytes of information running at every minute. How many can your mind pick? In the space of a minute, probably your mind will stay glued to one or two things, but it does not take the fact that there are over 120 things flying at the same time in a minute. So you don't need to now get yourself to be rumpled about the whole thing. So one thing that will first help you is that place called vision. What am I setting out to achieve? What do I want to do? How do I want to be perceived? What do I want to be known for? What do I see concerning the future? Don't be carried away with all the noise. Because people will just tell you, oh, things are not the same way it used to be. There's VUCA here. And you just hear, and sometimes this English just gets you scared. I say, when the VUCA was, it was VUCA again. And they say it's now volatile. It's now this, it's that. But you just find yourself. Find yourself. And I think vision helps you. And so in an attempt to achieving vision, you would find out that will help you and propel you towards the people that you need and helps you in your attractive index. You would find out that you would find a critical mass of people who probably now believe in you and can almost form a community alongside with you. So it is very important. Your vision is what makes you agile in the midst of a fast-paced economy. A fast-paced economy has got a lot of ambiguity. The only way you can respond to ambiguity is agility. You've got to be agile in the midst of that process. So vision propels. So don't be moved. I keep telling yourself, this is where I'm going to. This is what I want to achieve. And you see, in vision analysis, let me take a little break and talk about that a bit. You must learn to be able to review the past, like I said. The second thing is that you must be able to break that vision into goals. So this is the year 2023. We're in a fast-paced economy. This is where I am. How do I break down what I want to achieve? Because carrying a vision around does not help you, does not improve you. What we always say, and I've said this over the years, that the diary of greatness can only be found in the daily routine. Your daily routine must be you trying to manifest or trying to execute the broken down goals. What are the goals you want to achieve? These goals, you break it down from the vision. And the moment you do that, you begin to plan. Then you begin to plan. Oh, I need to get some more studies. Oh, I need to do some more certification. Oh, I need to go get some more networks. Oh, and this now begins to, the planning, the achievement of those goals now begins to propel. Let me tell you something about vision, and let me relate it to this. I don't think there's anybody here this morning who is thinking of jollof rice as I'm speaking. Is there anybody speaking about jollof rice as I'm speaking? Okay, apart from King Lab. Now, King Lab, that's his business. That's what he does. That's what he does. So if you're not into the food industry, I'm saying, like, you're just thinking of jollof rice. That's what you just feel like. Yeah, you've been thinking about it since this meeting started. Let me see your hand. That you're saying, I mean, that's strange. That's really strange. Okay, so 3 people are thinking about jollof rice. So you can see that about 99% of the people here are not thinking of jollof rice. But only God knows. Why are you thinking of jollof rice? You want to tell me? Okay, give her the microphone. Why are you thinking of jollof rice? Who's got the microphone?
I didn't take it home to my parents. I was like, but my mom always goes out and bring back food. So why can't I do the same? So today I was like, if they give us jollof rice, I'll take it. So
with what fuel? So that's interesting. So you just imagine that you could get jollof rice. Please, let's hear the second person. I mean, this is getting interesting. Who? The lady on pink there, the lady on glasses. Interesting things.
You know when you wake up to hunger, and the next, yeah, and you're now cold again, and it's the only thing that can help it now is Nigerian jollof rice.
So you can see that even in a fast-paced economy, people are thinking of jollof rice. Where's the third person? There are three hands up. Huh? Okay, excuse. Excuse. Okay.
Okay, all right. So I'm thinking of jollof because I'm hungry. Yeah, that's it. I haven't
So
had anything.
is it because I mentioned it? That's
No,
why I
no.
started thinking about it.
No, when you said, who's thinking about jollof, the moment King Lab walked in, and
Just,
I started thinking of jollof. Like, man, I've not eaten since yesterday. Like, so I've been caught up on that. Had events back to back. I didn't have anything to eat. Drank a bit. So I've been, the moment he walked, I'm like, jollof would be really nice. Right now.
Glab, you should give everybody jollof rice. Yeah. I mean, so you know what? When you are done, just go to King Glab's, one of his branches here, and just swipe with your card. Right. So okay. So jokes apart, you know why the rest of you are not thinking of jollof rice? Because you should not be thinking jollof rice. Right. Okay. So as we've mentioned over 20 ingredients in it for jollof rice. Now, did you notice that you were not thinking about jollof rice? But now I can tell about 70% of us are now thinking about jollof rice. How many of you now are thinking about jollof rice? Let me see your hands. Look at the hands. Now, so what's causing that? You were not thinking about jollof rice. And this is how to get it around vision. You're not thinking about it. Then suddenly I began to talk about the ingredients of jollof rice. And after that, it just dawned on you that it won't be bad if I take jollof rice this morning. It won't be bad if we have jollof rice at Upgrade. It won't be bad. I mean, somehow your mind, everything now, I can tell that your mind is not thinking about anything else except jollof rice. Who is thinking about fried rice? Who's thinking about coconut rice? Your mind is on jollof rice. The moment your mind is on something, you would begin to naturally attract the ingredients of those things. And that's what vision does for you. So many times people are thinking about, oh, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. No, just start and find yourself from that place. Vision. Am I helping you? It's beautiful. I think everything starts with that. It's an education of the mind that you must have. Number 2 is this. Begin to transform social network into high economic network. And I'll tell you what I mean. Transform social networks into high performing network or high economic network. Now, everybody here, we've got a social network. Everybody. You have friends. You have family members. You know people. You have a product. You give services. You deal with people. And so because you deal with people, you would find out that you naturally have a social network. If you want to buy anything today, you know who to get. You don't get a cream, you have a plug. You want to get a shoe, you have a plug. You want to get your hair, you have a plug. Everybody's got social network. And that's good to start with. Now, the real thing now is, how do you now transform that social network into what is called high economic network? Which means that how do you transform the people that you see around you every day into an economic network? Now, the only way you can get anything from another person within the legal framework is when there's a transaction of product and services. Anything outside that is theft. So the only way I can bring out money from my pocket, or an investor brings out money to give to you. See, can I say that it is wrong to naturally eye people's money. You can do that with product and with services. That's important. Now, if you now begin to think that I owe you because I have, that's wrong. That's a bad idea. That's what I would call entitlement mentality. Because I have, does that mean I owe you? Because somebody around you has got something, does that mean the person owe you anything? Not true. It's a theft mentality. You only transact what you have with products and with services. And in your aim to trying to make such transaction, many times when you are a startup or a small business or something, your first way to raise capital, they will tell you that is always you raise for yourself. Look for friends, look for family, and whatever you have to start. And let people see prototype of what you are building, then they can support you. I hope you know that nobody just gives somebody funding because he's thinking. Nobody does that. You can't just say, I have an intelligent proposal in my mind. I say, can you show us? Can we see it? I'm saying this because we have a generation of people who think that people owe them something because they have. No. No. Now, the real deal now is, how do you now transform the people around you to people of value beyond how you have been transacting with them over the years? That's very important. Then you begin to talk about values of trust. One day, I forgot my phone at one of the Nordic countries. So I went to the city center. I had a meal and my phone was on the table. So I forgot the phone. Then I went back. So I went 2 hours away. I think I went to a place called Rovaniemi. I went to Rovaniemi. And suddenly I found out that my second phone was not with me. So I had to come back to that city. You know, when I told somebody that I forgot my phone, I can't imagine I forgot my phone. That's what the person said to me. The person said to me that, and this is just a ground staff of an organization. I'm not talking about somebody who is so educated, but somebody who's educated in life. I mean, a ground staff. You know what she said to me? She said, in this place, nothing gets missing. Wherever you dropped it, you will find it. You're kidding me. You're telling a Nigerian that. A ground staff. I mean, so people just want to hype their country. No, they just want to hype their country, that's all. And guess what? When we left Rovaniemi, came back to Helsinki, I went to the city center and I located where I had the meal. Guess what? I saw the phone on the same table that I ate. No, I said, no, we need to have a conversation. Because I won't just assume and take the phone and go. So I called the manager. I left my phone. I met my phone. As a Nigerian, that's not very normal. Is it normal? It's not. I left my phone for 6 hours. I traveled to another city. Came back, I met my... Maybe they have just this phone. I said, why? He said, let me tell you something. He said, when they saw the phone, nobody is permitted to sit down on that table. If your phone is there for 3 days, that's how that table is going to be empty. He said, trust is our capital in this country. I went to business school that day. It's like I went to business school. I learned. Let me tell you another thing that happened. So I met somebody who introduced me to 6 organizations. and said that, oh, this is my friend from Africa. I want us to have a collaboration with him. Let's do some sister city networks and all of that. And then he said, oh, I'm done, I'm out. And so he just left. So I met with these guys. We started talking. We probably met last year. We talked and talked and talked. Then we met again. We've been talking online. Then we met again physically. Now it's now time for the collaboration to make sense. MOU signing and all of that. And then one of them said, you came alone? I said, yes, we've been talking. He said, no. He said, we didn't meet you directly. We met you through somebody. The person was inconsequential again, because the person wasn't talking again. Because the person had said, oh, and I said, no, we don't do business like that. We work with trust. You would need to call him, let him be aware of what we are doing, and he would also sign on that MOU to say that he's aware of that. So it means that if I've removed the guy from the 6 deals in my mind, thinking I'm the only person that will enter into that collaboration, they're telling me you are wrong. Pick the guy back, because the reason why we're talking to you is because of him. Trust. You know how you can meet somebody through somebody, then go and start. We do that a lot here. Trust. It's a very powerful capital that you must build. Before we now begin to talk about, so we're talking about transforming social networks into high economic network. So before you now begin to talk about things like I know the basics, we know it. Talking about things like interpersonal relationships and all of that, it's beautiful. We must understand relationship management, and that is key. So, my time is up. I'll just say 5 things that you can just jot and you can think about after now. So, in finding yourself in the fast-paced economy, I would say that, we've talked about vision. They've talked about transforming high economic social networks. So in fact, before I move beyond that, let me say this around that. Please, everybody around you, begin to think, how can I convert them into a high economic network? Values, product, services, capital, trust, those things would help you. And the funny thing, these things are a bit bespoke. Somebody cannot tell you what to do with your network, but just general principles on how you can, by yourself, convert those things. You have lots of people around you, and interestingly, you don't even know the reason why those people entered into your life. You know how people get into emergencies in life, and that's when they begin to remember you. At that point, people sign off and they say, you didn't call me. So, something happened some months ago. And somebody started calling me on Facebook. And I can't remember in my life if I've ever received a call on Facebook before. It was very strange. I just noticed that I would just say, you have missed this call. Where? I checked my stuff, my phone. I didn't see any missed call. It dawned on me that, this blew up. And I went to check. I saw this guy I've not spoken to since 2007. What is the problem? It's a Sunday morning, and suddenly I just picked the call. Please, can I see you? Can I see you? I said, what? He said, I need to talk to you. I'm coming from so-so city to see you this one. He said, I'm already on my way. You're already on your way? We've not spoken since 2007. Well, the person came in. I think the person came in around 9 a.m. So the person couldn't see me until, let's say, 2 p.m. or something. Around 2 p.m. And it's okay, let's talk. What is the issue? What exactly is the problem? Guess what the person said to me? The person said to me, he said, I'm in trouble. I said, what trouble? I said, hope it's not financial. Say, I'll just tell you from the beginning. From the beginning. If it's financial, we don't have a deal. Because in Africa, that's what we do. So, you can't tell me, come and mentor me. And you're bringing money. The moment you bring money, there's no mentorship. Mentorship is not money. It can involve money later. Then people have now found a trick that they'll just romance you for 3 months. After 3 months, they don't bring the right agenda out and say, sir, this guy on Instagram, every post, well done, sir. God bless you, sir. This is true. He did for 3 months. After the third month, just reviewed his agenda and says, sir, this is what I'm going through. And please, few tips. Don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. You can only defer. I learned that from one of my senior friends in the World Bank, Director of Education, World Bank, Dr. Adekola. He said you can choose to defer, but still do it. Don't procrastinate. Number 2, in a fast-paced economy, try as much as possible to keep your inbox zero. Keep your mind zero. You know how you get emails every day? If you can respond immediately, please respond. Because a lot of things just keep... You know how you wake up in the morning on WhatsApp and you just see like 700 messages? And I'm not kidding, these things happen. The 700 could be maybe 200 from a particular group you belong to, and you woke up and you have a lot you want to achieve. You just say, I can't. So then more messages come in, only to find out after 1 week that in the midst of that, you lost an important information. So I'm not even talking about the green app now. I'm talking about emails. And I'm talking about your mind. Most importantly, your mind. Don't try to hold it for so long. If you can do it immediately, respond immediately, keep it zero. Because you have more things looking for your... Remember I told you about 120 things are vying for your attention in 1 minute. Your mind would only pick the 2 that it is very, very comfortable with. Number 3, have an action list that you want to work on. And of course, when other things show up, check if it is urgent and check if it is very, very important. Number 4, the 80-20 philosophy. Spend a lot of time on your 20 so that your 80 can make sense. Address uncertain future by preparing, not by praying. Address an uncertain future by preparing. Praying cannot be part of it, but preparation is more than that. It's going to help you. And lastly, develop agility, resilience, and grit in a fast-paced economy. That's how you can receive every shock that comes. That's how you can stay relevant. That's why you can stay in business all through. And in the midst of that, you can keep yourself upbeat and ensure that you are still breathing. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you one more time to Upgrade this morning, and we really hope you are going to have a great time. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day.